he sat writing in his castle. He wrote officially to the Dutch government, apologizing for the capture of a Dutch vessel by one from Salé. The letter of February the 16th from your excellencies I received only yesterday, since I have been at sea. You speak of the breaches in the alliance between our governments. The captain of our vessel is not to blame, his crew having mutinied. I am heartily sorry for this disobeying of my orders, and I will do all in my power to benefit my fatherland, to respect and honor it, so long as I draw breath. I do not know how events will develop here in Salé, since the townspeople are in revolt against their king. As to what the future may hold, only God can say. Your entrusted friend, Murat Reis. But why did the raiders from North Africa venture forth on a voyage into the North Atlantic, a voyage taking months, when they could have continued their profitable raids along the coast of nearby Spain? Well, for one thing, Spain was no longer an easy prey. At considerable cost, Spain had now fortified its southern shores against attacks from North Africa.
Pues tenemos aquí delante nuestra una de las cientos de torres vigía que a lo largo del siglo XVI y durante unos 70 años se hicieron construir para defender a los pueblos de la costa de constantes ataques que venían de la costa de África, de los piratas moriscos.
And then there were more fundamental reasons why the Muslim corsairs would take to the Atlantic Ocean.
So the Barbary corsairs and other Muslim sea powers could only operate on a limited scale in the Mediterranean, in the Red Sea, in the Persian Gulf, the Indian Ocean. The Atlantic was beyond them. Until the beginning of the 17th century, when the rulers of England and of Holland, who had previously been at war with Spain, decided that the time had come to make peace. The Spaniards recognized the independence of the Netherlands and gave up hope of conquering England, and peace was established, with the result that the buccaneers and privateers who had flourished in the time of Queen Elizabeth of England and various rulers of the Netherlands suddenly found themselves out of a job. They were no longer heroes, they were pirates. And instead of being knighted, they were in danger of being hanged. So many of these decided that their profession was more important to them than their religion. Their profession, they professed piracy. So many of them went to North Africa, changed their religions, and instead of being Christian buccaneers, they became Muslim corsairs. And that gave the Barbary corsairs what in historical terms one must call a brief episode of operating in the Atlantic.
The brief episode of Atlantic jihads in the life of Murat Reis, the king's official pirate, was over. He had survived countless raids in different waters. He had been taken prisoner by Christian pirates from Malta and had his ransom paid. Now on in years, he served his Moroccan king in a comfortable position in the little town of Oualidia, today a holiday resort. We have come to pay him a visit in what remains of his castle. Yes, we are sure that this is the dwelling place of Murat Reis, Dutchman become Moroccan, Christian turned Turk, raider of the Atlantic, leader of jihads. And how do we know this? By a fortunate turn of fate. A ship's journal reveals the secret to us. The journal was kept by a professional painter during an official mission by Dutch emissaries to the Moroccan coast in 1641. Also on the mission was Murat Reis's daughter, Elizabeth, from his Dutch marriage. By yet another fortunate turn of fate, this journal is still well preserved, if you only know where to look for it, namely, the National Library in Vienna. What is even rarer, it still has the original drawings made by the keeper of the journal. When father and daughter meet, the writer is touched by the scene. He sailed towards us, resplendently sitting on a mat with silken pillows around him, surrounded by servants. He was shown to the ambassador's quarters, where his daughter was already waiting, and when they saw each other, they burst into tears. But what was to become of Murat Reis, the notorious pirate leader? The last we know of him in historical sources is that he is residing comfortably in his castle with his daughter. And as to information elsewhere, well, let's try the internet, which reveals all the secrets of modern day. Type in his Dutch name, Jan Jansen, and Turk. American genealogists can tell us that a son from his Moroccan marriage emigrated from Salé to America and established the family line known as Van Salé. The cream of this line includes such renowned figures as Humphrey Bogart and Jacqueline Kennedy. Such future family fame Murat Reis could hardly have imagined, residing in his castle in North Africa in 1641. But how does history go about evaluating such a complex person as Murat Reis?
Ik denk dat ik u wel kan vertellen dat het zijn van kapitein op een kaperschip of op een piraat natuurlijk nog wat harder was dan op een gewoon schip. De mannen die daarop voeren, die waren natuurlijk niet van het zachtzinnigste soort en waren graag bereid om een nieuwe kapitein te nemen als die niet deugde of als die ze niet van voldoende pecunia kon voorzien.
You cannot have a career that long without being intelligent, without being bright, but without having a degree of humility and understanding of the human condition, of what it takes to achieve it. Yes, a fascinating man, and very impressive.
While the secrets of pirate leader Murat Reis can be unveiled in the Library of Vienna, secrets of the victims of the Atlantic Jihad are kept here, in a bundle of documents at the National Archives in Copenhagen. They tell the story of a Danish envoy named Ambrosio Volgesson, who was in the midst of the bustling slave city of Algiers in 1645. He concluded agreements with slave owners and managed to ransom 23 persons, among them 8 Icelanders who had waited 18 long years. Here are their names and the price of their ransom.